Hello everyone and welcome to the quarterfinals of the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Weissenhaus tournament. Magnus Carlsen versus Nodirbek Abdusattorov is the first game that we are covering. It's a very brief game and well, just the starting position is really wild. As you can see, the queens are stuck in the corner on h1 and on h8, and also the kings are on the other sides of the board. So it kind of makes sense, and this is what everyone figured, that we should open up the position. Well, just to go after the queen side, or rather the side where the king is at, and also the a7 pawn is undefended. So it's a very odd start to the game, that's what I'm saying. But let's check it out and you'll see what I mean by this. So pawn to f4 and pawn to f5. Okay, already the a7 and the a2 pawns are hanging, hence the position from the thumbnail, and they go for it right away. Just bishop captures on a2, pawn to e4 by Magnus, and now bishop captures on b1. Nodirbek being the first one to capture the exchange. King captures, and now f captures on e4. Magnus first goes pawn to g3. He wants to capture with the queen, and Nodirbek could defend with pawn to d5, but then pawn to d3, and you'll be sort of overcommitted to defending that pawn when really you want to develop your pieces. So pawn to c6 by Nodirbek, and Magnus captures the pawn with the queen. Queen captures on e4. We have pawn to g6. He also wants to develop his queen, and now knight to e3. We have bishop to b6, offering a trade of bishops, but really just asking, okay, will you please capture on b8? And of course, Magnus will. He does not want to be down the exchange for nothing. We have captures, and now knight to b3. We have knight to c7 and queen to b4. Putting pressure on that bishop, and Magnus is already looking at ways how to get the rook into the attack as well. Can you play something like king a2, develop the bishop, get the rook to a1, move the king back, or maybe c3, then move the king here? So he wants to somehow use the a file for attack. We have bishop captures on e3. Nodirbek could also maybe try to put the bishop somewhere, but where? I mean, on a7, it's only going to be a target later on. So he decides to capture. D captures. Now Magnus also with ideas of e4 and d5. So knight to d5 with tempo, attacking the queen, and queen back to, well, not back, but rather forward to a5. And now you really have to worry about that a file. We have pawn to e5, hoping that Magnus captures, but of course he will not. We have bishop to f3, and now pawn to e4, as also bishop captures on d5 would also just ruin Nodirbek's structure. So pawn to e4, bishop to g2, and now queen to g7. Nodirbek now tries to get the queen into the game, but pawn to c4 comes with tempo. And yes, it is opening up Magnus's king maybe a little too much, but yeah, we have to get that rook into the attack, says Magnus. We have knight back to f6, and now king to c2, queen to f7, putting pressure on that c4 pawn, but now bishop to f1. There's no rush. We can always bring the rook into the attack on the next move. Nodirbek goes pawn to d6 and the rook to a1. And now knight 8 to d7, getting the knight to help out with the defense. Now Magnus brings the knight to the center of the board, knight to d4. You also have to worry about all sorts of sacrifices. Maybe knight captures on c6 is a move. Knight to c5, and now pawn to b4, chasing away the knight. We have knight to a6. You could also bring the knight to d3, but it's not like it's doing anything there. Knight to a6. We have b5. C captures on b5, and now the nice decision to queen to b6, not recapturing right away. And the question is what to do here. If you could bring your queen into the game, let's say queen to c7, then it'd be great, but rook captures on a6 is a huge problem. So now you're just down a piece, and there's no way to continue. On the other hand, after queen to b6, you could maybe try knight to d7, attacking the queen, but then you get queen captures on d6 with check, and after knight to c7 blocking, knight captures on b5. And okay, maybe you can try playing this rook to c8, but it's still a very ugly position to play. So maybe you can try it, but it will still be winning for Magnus. In the game, knight b4 check was played, and now Magnus just played king to d2, and he was in this position on move 23, believe it or not, that Nodirbek Abdusattorov resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. So, okay, 2 games are played in the quarterfinals, so Nodirbek will get his chance to strike back, but a very, well, huge advantage for Magnus on his way to the semifinal match. But okay, Nodirbek will also get white, and we've seen how difficult it is to play black in chess 960, so we'll see what happens here. But yeah, here it's even worse. I mean, you try something like queen to c7, already rook to a8 with check, and you're down a queen, like captures, or other than that, if you try knight to d7 here, you know, queen captures on d6, and now you could try something, but king to c8 has to be played, and then rook to a8 check will be met with knight to b8, and now rook captures on b8 will be checkmate. So we could say it's even worse. But yeah, very nicely done by Magnus, 23 moves. I mean, that's why, you know, some people love chess 960 or Fischer Random. Some people don't like Fischer Random. But yeah, you get a position like this. And if you haven't seen my previous video, I did discuss a little bit. Players do get time before the games where they discuss the positions. 5 players on this side of the playing hall, 5 on this side. And then, you know, they talk about ideas, what they will use against their opponent. So, you know, everyone has a nice idea. Someone uses this, someone uses that. But usually they all go for the exact same opening. I mean, it's kind of agreed upon before the game. And I guess no one likes to experiment here, and you know, players do get great ideas even in this little time they have before the game, and opening up the queen and bishop right from the start, going after those queenside pawns was definitely the way to go. So yeah, very nice line by Magnus. We'll see what happens in the other games. And yeah, I would like to thank Andreas Rosenthal, Andrei Strade, David Bacon, Andrew Steinel, and Yuri Ralchenko for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions, but mostly covering this event until it finishes. Thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.